Hi and welcome to Just Too Filmy, and today I am just too angry. You might have already guessed, this is not a movie recommendation. This is actually more of a question or a series of questions about where we are as an industry, as a culture and as a people. What century do we live in? And more importantly, is feminism something that is performative and reserved only for award shows and campaigns? Or is it some value that we actually are meant to live our life by? I have a lot of questions, but if you've been on the internet this week, you've probably seen the tweet. Yeah, this tweet. This is from Sandeep Reddy Vanga, a filmmaker whose work has never exactly been subtle about gender dynamics. And Sandeep Reddy Vanga and his problematic portrayals of women on screen, of course, we all know of. We've seen them in Arjun Reddy, in Kabir Singh, in Animal, and frankly, in the way he talks about women off screen as well. You might remember he called Sucharita Tyagi that Tyagi girl. And this is in the wake of Kabir Singh and its criticism. And right now, this tweet actually set off something in me. And maybe because it triggered something in me, as I'm a working woman as well. Well, it is 2025, and here's what he chose to say. When I narrate a story to an actor, I place 100% faith. There is an unsaid NDA or a non-disclosure agreement between us. By doing this, you disclose the person that you are. Putting down a younger actor and ousting my story, is that what your feminism stands for? As a filmmaker, I put years of hard work behind my craft. And for me, filmmaking is everything. You didn't get it. You won't get it. You'll never get it. ऐसा करो अगली बार पूरी कहानी बोलना, क्योंकि मुझे जरा भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. #DirtyPRGames. And then he says, I like this कहावत very much. खुंदक में बिल्ली खंबा नोचे. This is not just shade. This is a very public attempt to discredit a woman, Deepika Padukone, while painting himself as the wounded artist, a martyr of misunderstood genius. Yes, Deepika Padukone walked out of Spirit, a film Vanga was directing with Prabhas in the lead and Deepika. Tripti Dimri is now part of this project. Cool. Projects change hands all the time, but instead of a professional press release or a mutual statement, we got this. First, a slew of PR-driven stories calling Deepika Padukone unprofessional because she made demands like, apparently, twice her agreed on fee, that is from 20 crores to 40 crores. An 8-hour workday because, she's now a mother. And I think that because she's now a mother is people putting this in. I don't think she said it because of this reason. And number 3, of course, her refusal to dub the dialogues in Telugu. Now, no one can argue, like for a film like Spirit, which apparently held off shooting for an entire year because, again, apparently Deepika got pregnant and had to go in for delivery. Now, these stories have also been fed to us, that is the audience. But after that, her exit and calling her unprofessional, a word that has been used over and over again by media and PR articles to just perhaps malign her professional name. Tripti Dimri is announced with great pomp and show, a post by the actor herself that said, still sinking in, so grateful to be trusted with this journey. Thank you, Sandeep Reddy Vanga, honored to be part of your vision. Her right and her prerogative, honestly. However, since this announcement, the narrative around the role itself changed from being a well-rounded female part that Deepika had agreed to now suddenly becoming a bold film with an A-rated twist, as a media house actually pointed out in their articles. That's the narrative and honestly the leak that Vanga might be referring to. I do want to address his tweet though, because according to me, the tweet is laced with passive aggression, moral grandstanding, and accusations of #DirtyPRGames. And that question, is this what your feminism stands for? I do want to answer that for a second because is it feminism to reduce a woman's exit from your film to petty sabotage? Is it feminism to imply that a younger actor has been put down by the mere act of a senior actor stepping away? Or is it feminism creating divides between women by calling them younger, implying that the other is older? The whole situation actually reeks of a larger problem, one where the entire industry is quick to turn a woman's decision into a personal attack. Where leaving a film becomes betrayal, asking for basic respect is unprofessional, and having boundaries makes you difficult. Trust me, I've heard all of these in context to me. Again, a working woman. Look, we don't know the whole story of why Deepika exited Spirit, but whether it was due to scheduling or compensation issues, creative differences, or simply perhaps a misalignment of values, she's allowed to leave, yeah. And she shouldn't have to carry the burden of making that exit graceful, because she needs to appease men whose films have constantly stripped women of their dignity and grace. I do think Sandeep Reddy Vanga is a crafty genius. I think he's a very gifted filmmaker, but I used to think that his views on women and the way he treats them was only reserved for his on-screen characters. Here's where the art and the artist have collided into the same person. A question I have for my comrades in the media is also, you didn't hesitate once before using words like unprofessional for a female star at the top of her game? How come so many articles use the same words? Was it fed to you by PR machinery and you didn't think twice before using harsh language against a female actor? Then again, when it came to Tripti, words like bold and A-rated have been used. Who is feeding you all this? And why are you so quick to print and publish this without thought? I mean, if the same treatment had to be meted out to male actors at the top of their game, think Akshay Kumar or even Shah Rukh Khan, well, maybe you would think twice. But hey, I'm not here to blindly cheer for Deepika Padukone either. Sandeep Reddy Vanga is all this, but we already knew this. My question is, why did she choose to do this film in the first place? Is the box office success so critical that one would choose that over one's own conflicting ideologies or points of views? Is it because she was promised a meaty, well-rounded role, as was fed to us again in the slew of her entering this film? Or was it a moment where she really thought that the art and the artist were not one? Truth is, tomorrow they might even be patching up, and they might even announce a film together, and we'll seem like the idiots who took sides. However, we are our words, and even if Deepika or people adjacent to her did what they did, it's now one grand shit show. I'm here to call it out for what it is, a very old script. One where women are pitted against each other, where silence is expected, where men get to play victim, genius, and critic all in the same breath. But the industry is changing, and audiences are watching. So the next time, instead of tweeting in metaphors and kahawats, maybe we ask some real questions, like why are men so uncomfortable when a woman, especially at the top of her game, decides to walk away? Because honestly, that's the real story here, and no tweet should distract us from it. I think I've said what I had to say. A lot of you might come at me at the comments. A few of you might call Deepika Padukone hypocritical. Some of you may call Tripti Dimri's choices weak. Some of you are here just to protect Sandeep Reddy Vanga. And while I understand that each of us are fans of each of these people, we have to first stand for what's right. Mudslinging, maligning, all of this, it's the circus. We didn't buy a ticket to the circus. Honestly, we buy tickets to the movies. And that's what we should keep it at. I'd love to see Spirit. I'd love to watch a great film. And honestly, I can't wait for it. But until then, could we stop with the mudslinging? Something to think about. And if you agree with me, please do write what you feel in the comments. I welcome all comments with open arms, I guess. And we'll be back very, very soon right here. This is a channel called Just Too Filmy. गाली देनी है तो सब्सक्राइब करके देना.